Hey guys, it's Rob Surstens, and today I'm going to talk about co-parenting and the importance of having a happy and healthy relationship with our ex-partner. Now obviously we're not together, we've divorced or separated for whatever reasons. A lot of times we carry a lot of pain and sorrow, and what we forget at times is we forget to put the children first. And by so doing, we operate out a lot of ego and pain, which in turn creates and falls an unhealthy relationship for us and for our children. So I have a couple things I would like to touch on to help us self-examine ourselves just a little bit better and see where we stand and see where we can improve with our partner. Now the first thing I want to touch on is leniency. Now we have to let go of the control just a little bit here and understand after separation, after divorce, our partner or ex-partner isn't going to do things the exact same way we like to do things, whether it's discipline, feeding, entertainment, whatever those things are. It's okay for us to let go of control just a little bit and allow them to parent how they choose to parent. Now the second one I want to talk about, and sometimes it can be the most difficult, is when certain situations arise and both of us are triggered as parents. One thing I would love for you to start to self-examine is the situation actually the trigger, or are we still holding on to a lot of pain from an unhealed situation of the relationship in the past? So look at that and think, is there anything that you can better and heal yourself from in order to better communicate with your partner? Now again, we separated or divorced for many reasons. Now one thing a lot of us sometimes hold on to is hoping for an apology or active ownership from our ex-partner. What happens to that is we become attached to an expectation we may never ever receive. But we also got to understand that we are not also innocent completely ourselves. So if we're going to remove ourselves from that place and understand that we are doing the best we can and look at our partner and hopefully they are doing the best they can, that our children love them, that they're showing up for our children, it's time to move on from that because we are just simply choosing to suffer. Now after a divorce or a separation, things can sometimes get dicey, especially when it comes to our kids. Our communication goes to shit, and sometimes we're just so fired up. One thing I really want us all to look at is court should be an absolute last resort. There are so many people going in and out of court not realizing that we're dragging our children behind. And they're suffering from all this anxiety, all this pain, and all this ego trips that we feel we have just so one can win and one can lose. When in reality, when one parent wins, the other parent loses. And all of us lose, which is really unfortunate. We need to get to a place where we can grow up a little bit and better communicate with our partner. Even if we need to bring in a friend or a mediator to help us get past these tough points of our life. So court should be a last and only last resort. Now I can't stress enough how important it is to keep a healthy communication with our ex-partner. Because what are we doing? We're simply putting our children first. And if we put our children first, we're simply teaching them how to communicate and have healthy relationships for their future. So whatever we have to do, if we have to continually bring in a mediator to simply help us jumpstart our communication because it's been raw and tough in the past, do it. Invest in that. It's time to humble ourselves, grow up, lose the ego, and start to talk to our partner in a better, more healthy manner. Now, unfortunately, this one's a tough one I have to touch on. And the unfortunate thing is some of us may have had a relationship with a father or a mother that does not show up. And we're always attached to this expectation that somehow, some way, they're going to wake up one morning and show up and decide to be a father and decide to be a mother. And unfortunately, that's not the case. And we have these high expectations and even dreams and fantasies that they'll show up in a way they never have. Maybe it's time to start to put those hopes and aspirations to bed and realize they're simply going to show up the way they've always shown up. And even though it pains and it hurts us, it's time to let that go. Because all we are doing is attaching ourselves to an expectation and choosing to suffer along the way. Now mothers, if you have a happy, healthy, protective father that's showing up, stop making it difficult for them to get and be with their kids. If they're doing everything they're supposed to and they are safe and they love their children with all their heart, stop making it difficult. No matter what he's done to you in the past, you're simply making your children suffer. Let's show up for ourselves a little bit better, put our ego to the side, and realize I put my children first and I want them to be with their father. Now fathers, this last one's for you. It's time for you to show up. It's time for you to be your kid's hero. Be at every event they have. Support them. I don't care how successful or how busy you are. Make time for your children. It'll change their life and it'll change yours.